Later that night, the dinner was unusually quiet. Jimin's mother was feeding Nabi, who was looking at you with a pout because usually you are the one who feed her. Jimin was glancing at you every now and then. The father daughter duo was craving for your one look, but your eyes were stuck at your plate. Give her to me, I'll make her sleep. He took Nabi from Jimin's mother after he finished his food and walked towards his bedroom. You were the next one to leave the table. You washed your plate and left from there. Only Jimin and his mother was left on the dining table. He waited for her to finish her dinner. Mom, he spoke as soon as she was done eating but got ignored by her. Mom, I'm talking to you, he added when he saw her walking away. She paused and turned towards him. Me? Are you talking to me, sir? She pointed at herself. Of course I was talking to you. You are my only mom. He stood in front of her. Oh, you remember? I thought we don't hold that position in your life anymore. You are a grown up man now. You don't need us. She gave a sarcastic smile. Mom, please listen to me. He stepped closer to her and tried to hold her hand, but she stopped him midway. Why should I? Do you listen to me? Did you listen to me when I said Meena is not good for you? No, you didn't. You were so in love with her and wanted to marry her. Eventually, we gave up and agreed for your happiness. And what did she do? She cheated on you and eloped with her lover. We were on the verge of getting bankrupt because you trusted her blindly and gave her the job to handle company's accounts. She didn't care about her own child. Did you listen to me when I said Vian is different? She is not like Meena. She will be a good mother for Nabi and a good wife for you if you gave this marriage a chance. But you, she sighed. I am sorry, Mom. He looked down. Sorry? Nobody needs your sorry. I'm regretting getting her married to you. That girl deserves so much better. I know, Mom. I was wrong all along. I thought she manipulated you. I thought she just like Meena. I couldn't bring myself to trust her. Manipulate? Am I a toddler that she would manipulate me? And about trust? I never asked you to trust her. I asked you to trust my choice, my decision. But I guess my son thinks that he is the only one who cares about his daughter. We are nothing for him. Mom, it's not like that. Whatever it is, I don't care. You prove that your parents mean nothing to you. She shook her head in disappointment. I never taught you to disrespect anyone, but you did today. The way you talk to Ryan, I'm ashamed of my upbringing. Kids get hurt every now and then. That is a sign that they are growing up well. You got worried for your daughter, I understand that, but you had no right to accuse Ryan for that. I am not gonna forgive you until Ryan do. And after what happened today, if she wants to leave you, I'll fully support her in her decision because nobody deserves to be treated like how you treated her. He snapped his head at her. Mom, please, I'm ready to beg her for forgiveness. Doesn't matter to me. All I care about is Ryan's decision. But remember, Jimin, you have to earn it, not to ask for it. She left, leaving him with turmoil of emotions. Jimin came in his room. Nabi was with her grandparents. He sighed when he saw her sleeping on the couch. I messed up really big this time. He murmured to himself and lay down on the bed. He stared at your face until sleep consumed him. It's Sunday today. Jimin was playing with Nabe in the living room. Usually the living room was full of chaos on Sundays, but today was different. Nabe was being grumpy because neither you wake her up with kisses and hugs, nor you gave her a bath. That poor kid was being the scapegoat because of her father's deeds. Come on, love, come to Papa. He kneeled down at a distance and opened his arms. He was encouraging her to walk. She started standing up with support, but she was yet to walk. He smiled when he noticed her standing on her feet. His smile widened when she walked towards him with her wobbly steps, but instead of jumping in his arms, she skipped behind him. He turned back to find her wobbling in your direction. He watched as she giggled and hugged your legs. He keenly observed your reaction. You gulped as a tiny munchkin looked at you with her stone-melting smile. Your hands itched to embrace her, but you were very well aware of your limits. You picked her up and placed her beside Jimin and left from there. Jimin looked at you retreating back. His ears perked up when he heard soft sobs of his daughter, who was looking in the direction where you disappeared. Hey, it's okay, love. Mama is busy. She will play with you later. He embraced his daughter, feeding her with fake excuses because he knew you were doing what you said yesterday and he was the one to blame for it. Nabi was distracted by his grandparents, but his heart was not at ease. Everyone was present in the living room except you. He glanced at his parents who were busy playing with Nabi. He quietly slipped towards the bedroom where you were present. He saw you doing something on your laptop. You were aware about his presence, but you behaved like he wasn't there. When can we talk? He politely asked as he sat across you. You ignored him and continued whatever you were doing. I'm sorry for whatever I did. It's just I was afraid to trust someone again after what your ex-wife did. You turned your attention towards him. He looked away and nodded. But what was my fault in all this? You gazed at him while he avoided your eyes. Mom told me everything before our marriage. I knew it will be hard for you to pull yourself to trust some stranger, and I did give you time and efforts to have faith on me. I endured your every rude word, your doubts, everything, despite not having any fault. But I don't deserve the mistreatment you gave me. I don't deserve the doubts and accusations you threw on me. I don't deserve the consequences of your ex-wife doings. I was never at fault and you knew that. Still you treated me like just because you got cheated by someone, you got no right to disrespect other person. You got no right to insult someone's genuine love and care by the name of ill intentions. I know my worth. Still I let you crush my self-respect under your feet, but not anymore. I don't care what your reasons were or what you thought. I can't forgive you for what you did. You closed your laptop and rose from the bed. You walked towards the door but halted midway when he spoke. I know I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I at least deserve a chance to earn it. Depends on your actions. For now, you don't deserve any of it. You said without turning back and left from there. Later that evening, you were serving your evening specialty to your in-laws. Jimin and Nabi were noticing your every movement. You turned to Jimin. He extended his hand to hold the cup, but you placed it on the table. As you turned to leave, you felt a tug on your dress. You looked back to find Nabi tightly clutching your dress in her tiny fist. Mama, everyone got shocked as she spoke her first word. Your eyes teared up. You bit your lip to control yourself from crying. You took a deep breath and freed your dress from her hold. Mama, she again called out for you. Her chin quivered like she was going to cry any minute. A loud sob escaped from your lips as you noticed her extended her hands towards you. Here, hold your daughter. He lifted her towards you. You were quick to embrace her in your arms. She sniffed and snuggled into your warmth. I'm so sorry, baby. You kissed all over her face. The other three persons smiled, watching the scene unfolding in front of their eyes. Mama won't ignore you ever again because of anyone. You are my sweet baby. She giggled as you popped your nose with her. 3 months later, nothing has changed in these 3 months. It felt like only the time passed, but your life was still stuck where it was 3 months ago. Jimin had changed a lot. The incident was like a reality check for him. After that day, he apologized many times, but you just ignored him completely. His parents also didn't talk to him much unless something necessary came up. They were clear that whatever you would decide, they'll accept it without any query. He felt lonely amidst his own family, but he knew he deserved every bit of it. Nabi, come here. You chased the little girl who giggled and ran around the living room. Her favorite part of the day was to trouble you. Okay, I won't talk to you now. You huffed and sat on the couch. Your in laws smiled at the warmly interaction between you and Nabi. Mama, no, I'm angry. You looked away and observed her from the corner of your eyes. You watched as she slowly skated towards you. Gotcha! She squealed and fled away before you could catch her. She ran and hid behind her father's leg, who had just returned from work. He picked her up and attacked her with kisses. Her laugh echoed in the whole living room, bringing solace to every person present there. You smiled at your daughter, who was beaming with happiness, but your smile wiped off when your eyes met Jimmy's. You gave him a blank look and went away from there. He sighed, looking at you retreating back. He walked towards his parents. Mom, Dad, this is for you. He gave a yellow rose to both of them. He brought flowers every week, his new way to show that he was actually regretting what he did. And this is for my love. He gave sunflower to Navi. She giggled and kissed his cheek, her way of thanking him. He gave Nabi to his mother and moved towards the kitchen, knowing very well that you were there. He found you brewing coffee for him. He stepped forward and stood beside you. Wine, this is for you. He extended a bouquet of red roses towards you. You looked between the flowers on him and turned your focus back on preparing coffee. You never accepted any of his gifts or flowers, but he never gave up. He was determined to earn your forgiveness. You poured his coffee in a cup and left it on the counter. He held your wrist as you turned back to leave. Please, Van, I'm really regretting how I behaved with you and spat those words at you. I know it's not easy for you to forgive me, but at least don't ignore me. Show your anger. You can slap me, kick me, or give me any punishment. I'm ready to do anything. It's been 3 months, Van. You didn't speak a word to me. Please, Van, at least talk to me. You stared at him for a few moments before freeing your wrist from his grip, and you walked away. His eyes teared up. It's okay. I hope you will forgive me one day. He smiled sadly and sipped his coffee, which you had prepared for him. Jimin came in his room after taking a walk in the garden. He needed to clear his mind to, to think about a way to gain your forgiveness. He chuckled, witnessing the most beautiful sight. You were dancing in front of the mirror with Nabi in your arms. You both were wearing matching pajamas. Look, baby, we are so pretty. You pointed at the mirror. Your eyes fell on Jimmy's reflection, who was smiling, looking at you both. I'm gonna wear the same pajamas. He ran inside the closet and came back wearing the same pajamas as you and Nabi. Now we are looking like a family. He spoke as he hugged you both from back. You didn't push him away this time. You felt bad for him. You could feel the sadness behind his smile. You were sure he had changed, but you still weren't sure about forgiving him. Let's sleep, Nabi. You have tired me enough. You walked to the bed and placed Nabi in the middle. You lay down beside her and gently patted her to make her sleep. Jimmy lay down on the other side. You wanted to shift in another room but stayed because of Nabi. She wants both of you beside her to sleep. Van, tomorrow is our 6 months marriage anniversary. Will you go out with me for dinner? He asked with a hope, but you didn't reply and closed your eyes, pulling Nabi closer to your chest. You waited exactly for 15 minutes when you felt his arm wrapping around your waist. He embraced you and Nabi. You felt a feathery touch of his lips on your forehead. He cuddled you and kissed your forehead every night, thinking you were asleep, but actually you weren't. I'm so sorry, Ryan. I hope you bring yourself to forgive me someday. You heard him whisper before you drifted to your dreamland. You came inside the kitchen to prepare lunch but got shocked seeing the condition of the kitchen. It was a mess, and Jimin was standing between the mess trying to do God knows what. His face was full of flour, his clothes were dirty and had chocolates all over them. He laughed nervously when he noticed you looking at the mess that he created. I wanted to bake a cake for you since you don't want to go out. I'm sorry for the mess, I'll clean it. You sighed when he tried to clean the kitchen only to create more mess. Why, Jimin, come here. You heard your father-in-law calling out from the living room. You walked towards the living room followed by Jimin. Your in-laws were standing with a serious expression on their face. Nabe was playing at a distance, completely unbothered about her tense surroundings. Here, sign these papers. He handed an envelope to Jimin, who was confused. What is it, Dad? Divorce papers. Jimmy snapped his head towards him. No, I won't sign these. He threw the envelope on the table. Van, what is this? You can divorce me. I won't sign these papers. He looked towards you while you sighed and looked away. Mom, Dad, you guys say something, please. I don't want this divorce. He helplessly looked at his parents. It's Van's decision, and we won't say anything about it. Deal with it because you call it by yourself. They left, taking Nabi along with them. Why do you really want to do this? What about Nabi? How will she live without you? He gazed at you with his glossy eyes. She is a kid. She will be fine after a few days, and I will come to meet her every week. What about me then? I can't live without you, he whispered as a tear rolled down his eyes. You never wanted to marry me anyway, so it shouldn't bother you if I leave. You'll be free from a gold digger like me. No, you're not a gold digger. I was wrong. His voice broke as he cried, looking at you. With a long stride, he stood in front of you and hugged you tightly. He buried his face in your neck and sobbed. You can't leave me. I won't let you go, not after you finally made space inside my heart. Let go of me. You tried to push him away, but he shook his head stubbornly and tightened his grip around you. Please don't do this. I regretted everything. I know I was a jerk, but I had changed. I'll be a good boy. Please don't go. What if you did it again? I won't, I promise. I'll be a good husband for you. I won't disappoint you ever. He sniffed against her neck. You smiled and hugged him back. You kissed his head as he cried against her neck. All right, don't cry. Your apology is accepted. I'm not leaving you. He raised his head, looking at you with his tearful face. Really? You won't divorce me? You smiled and shook your head. I never planned to divorce you. It was your punishment that you asked for yesterday. I hope I taught you a good lesson, you said as you wiped his tears with your thumb. I'm sorry, Vine, and thank you for accepting my apology. I swear you won't regret giving me a chance. You better not, otherwise I'll really leave you taking mom, dad, and Nabe with me. He chuckled when you warned, pointing your finger at him. He again pulled you in a tight hug and smiled against your skin. You still need to take me out on dinner tonight. He laughed and nodded. You sighed, finally feeling delightful after months.